The Flowmaster Flow FX will be for the 11 to 14 5-liter truck owners out there who'd like to go with an iconic brand to help produce a deep and aggressive tone along with a very cool appearance thanks to that black tip. Now, this made in the USA system from Flowmaster will combine a full stainless steel build along with a straight through muffler and that ceramic coated tip, all for right around the low $500 price point. So the Flow FX is a relatively new system in Flowmaster's well-established lineup, and currently at this time one of their only systems that will feature an internally packed muffler as opposed to the traditional chamber or non-packed mufflers we're used to seeing from the American-made brand. Now, some of their more, commonly known systems that use this style include the Force 2, the American Thunder, and of course the category screamer, the Flowmaster Outlaw, which does feature that straight-through muffler but does have metal baffles welded into place. Which brings me to the Flow FX, and honestly, I really like the tone coming out of the internally packed muffler here, guys. Yes, you're getting a very aggressive sound, but it's not quite as unruly as that Outlaw we just talked about. Now, on top of that, I think the Flow FX and that packing tend to take some of the bite off of the tone. So yes, you're getting a loud system, but one that takes some of the rasp out of the Coyote and gives you plenty of low end and a lot of rumble. So breaking out my Wake the Neighbor scale, I got the Flow FX coming in strong at a 4 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to Wake the Neighbor scale. Now, when the truck is idling, you certainly hear this thing. It is not stock, that's pretty obvious. Cruising, it's okay, you can hear it a little bit, but once you're really putting things to the wood, guys, you are really going to hear this system inside the truck. There's no getting around that, and you should be aware of that before pulling the trigger. But outside of the very solid sound coming out of the Flow FX, you're also getting a very solid build. Now, this does include the full stainless steel construction, 409 grade stainless to be exact, guys. You are also looking at 3-inch mandrel bent tubing throughout, all exiting out of the single 4-inch ceramic coated black tip here, embossed with that Flowmaster logo. Now, this particular option, guys, does exit in that factory location behind the passenger side rear tire, but does still deliver a nice aftermarket look thanks to the combination of the, I would say, slightly polished 3-inch tubing and of course that stealthy black tip. But now we do want to shift gears. Let's get into the install. And again, guys, site's going to call this one a pretty strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Maybe an hour or so to get in place from start to finish. But if you'd like to have a better idea of just how exactly things will go down in the garage or driveway, feel free to check out this detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown from an AT customer now.
So for the installation, I found it quite necessary to have a bright LED light with a magnet on the back so I could locate it. A long reach cut-off wheel to cut the exhaust, or a Sawzall if that's what you have. I did not have a muffler hanger release tool, so I helped myself with the C-clamp vice grips. 3/8" impact, 3/8" ratchet. To remove the old exhaust, it was a 13mm socket. I needed the wobble extension for one side because of the bend of the catalytic converter white pipe. 10mm to remove the back hanger just for ease of installation of the tailpipe, and the 15mm wrench to help tighten the fasteners on the intermediate pipe and tailpipe tip. All in all, it doesn't take a lot of tools, just takes a little bit of time, and you technically could do it on your back if you really wanted to, but I would suggest using a hoist or having someone do it with a hoist. Okay, today I'm going to be installing a new catback system on my 2013 Ford F-150. I'm going to start by applying some penetrating lube on the bolts, which I actually did a little bit ago so it would have time to soak. I also applied it to any hangers that are just to help the ease of removal. So since I have that sprayed, I'm gonna start taking the bolts out. This other side, they need a swivel because of the bend of the pipe. Okay, I'm gonna hand put one of these bolts in here, back in here, just to kind of hold it in place, because I'm gonna cut the pipe instead of taking it all out in one piece. I'm gonna cut it right here, so the muffler will still be hanging by the hanger. And then I can take that bolt out and remove this section. There's one piece removed. For this, I'm gonna just use a C-clamp vice grips just to give it a nudge. One. So I'm going to cut that hanger. I still have the one back there to do. Now we just have to pop it out of this hanger here, and the whole tailpipe will come down with the muffler. Just like that. Careful not to damage your brake lines when you're pulling the piece out. I'm going to put the first pipe on for the new exhaust. This is the intermediate pipe. You want to make sure that the curve bends towards the frame. I have this to help support the pipe since I only have two arms. I'm going to turn the pipe so it's at the right angle. I have the bolt with the flat washer, which goes through the flange, and then I have another flat washer, and then it's important, your lock washer, and then one nut. It all comes with the kit. I'm going to do the same to the other side. Alright, the next piece, the kit comes with an extension pipe for trucks with a long wheelbase, which in my case I need. So you have to put the clamp over the pipe and slide the pipe on until it's far on as it will go. And again, for now we're not going to tighten anything. Next we're going to install the Flowmaster muffler. This is the clamp with a hanger welded to it. You need to put that on the muffler first. And then the muffler, once you slide the hanger into the rubber part of the hanger, the muffler will slide onto the pipe, and you will just leave it hang loose until we're ready for the tailpipe. To make it a little easier on myself, I'm going to remove this hanger from the frame so that I only have to guide the tailpipe onto one hanger and the muffler at the same time. We're going to install the tailpipe. I'm going to put the clamp on the muffler first. Then we're going to feed the muffler over the axle. Careful not to hit any brake lines. We're going to kind of feed it into the muffler and the hanger at the same time. just like that. And I'm gonna just slightly snug the clamp. Just enough to kind of hold everything in place until we know it's fitting properly. Slide it on. Lift it up into place and reinstall the bolts with my impact. And just look at how everything's fitting. Make sure everything is, I can still turn it if I need to because it's not tight. Make sure this again is in the right position. When you tighten these, you want to tighten them evenly. You don't want to over tighten one side and not the other, because then you'll end up with a exhaust leak. So using a 15mm wrench and a 15mm 3/8 ratchet, I'm just gonna go back and forth a little bit, watching the threads, seeing the depth and how much thread is coming out of the nut from the bolt, and try to keep it as even as possible. The way these flanges are designed, it'll seal. And we're going to snug this one up. This only needs the ratchet. This is mushroomed on this end, so it can't move. And it's got a little wedge in here that puts pressure on the pipe as you tighten it. Again, we're looking for nice and snug. We don't want to break anything. Next, we'll snug up the clamp on the muffler. Again, it's the same style. You only need your ratchet, 15mm socket. Get it nice and snug. You don't have to crush it. Turn this one a little bit. Sits nice and solid. The last thing to install is the tailpipe tip. Pretty basic. Slides right on. You want it just to kind of come out flush with the truck box. You don't want it in too far. And this will require a wrench along with the ratchet. Again, 15mm. Look it over again one more time, make sure there's no clearance issues, everything looks like it's, and I'll go through one more time and make sure everything's tight. Always good to double check. All right. That is that.
So wrapping things up here, guys, the FlowFX from Flowmaster is a full stainless system from an Icon that will deliver plenty of volume for your 5-liter truck at home, and you can check yours out right here at AmericanTrucks.com.